Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a topic that the Chicago Bulls are going to need to figure out soon. But before I get into that, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also leave a quick like on today's video. It takes a second and it helps me out and the video out a lot. Also, go over to my community tab. I created a poll asking which Chicago Bulls player would you rather keep between Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter Jr. Because it's looking like that front court is coming to an end. At least I hope so, and I'm sure the Chicago Bulls hope so as well. But before I jump into that topic, I'm just going to be talking about last night's game real fast because, let's be honest, last night's game was very disappointing. You know, I expected the Bulls to win. They were at home. They're just a way better team on paper, and their record's way better. We just should have won that game. You know, Denzel Valentine, I'd say, has been playing pretty solid. Zach LaVine played like an all-star, even though he did miss that easy layup. And yes, I'm saying easy layup. He makes that layup 10 out of 10 times. He should have made that layup, man. The Bulls should have tied up this game or possibly won this game in overtime. It's just sad that the Bulls are so inconsistent. You know, they're so young. Yeah, we're missing Otto, we're missing Lauri, we're missing Wendell, but it's just truly sad, especially because Daniel Gafford, you know, I saw earlier this season a bunch of Bulls fans wanted him to start over Wendell, and that's just crazy talk. He is just not the same defensive monster that Wendell is. The Bulls defense has really been struggling without Wendell. I'm going to get into that later, but it just sucks that the Bulls choked last night's game and couldn't come out with a W. Either way, definitely leave some comments below today's video talking about last night's game. You know, the Bulls play the Pelicans tomorrow. That should be a good game. And then this Friday, we also play the Clippers. That'll be a tough game, especially with us missing pretty much 3 of our starters. But yeah, let me just jump right into today's big topic. You know, there's been a lot of rumors, and just, of course, since my past video, you know, Lauri Markkanen is going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. I saw with a right shoulder sprain. You know, that doesn't surprise me, and it's just sad to say that. You know, it's been 3 years now that pretty much Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter Jr. have both missed extended time with injuries. You know, it's a major bummer. The Bulls have looked, I'd say, much better this season than last season, which isn't hard to do. But I'd say Markkanen was playing his best basketball. You know, Wendell Carter Jr. was finally getting into the groove of things. His defense was helping us out. He was just looking more comfortable in the Bulls' offense and such. And then they both go down with injuries. And like I said earlier in the video, it doesn't surprise me. And I hate to say that, but it's been 3 straight years of Carter and Markkanen both getting injured and missing time. And at some point, the Bulls have to stop giving them all these opportunities. You know, I mean, they're still both super young. They have a lot of potential. I mean, Markkanen he just has so much potential. Just in today's video, I'm going to be talking about if you guys had to pick between the two, who would you guys rather pick? You know, like I said, go over to my poll, go vote, go leave some comments over there and also below today's video. Because like I said, it's looking like the Bulls and these two in our front court are looking to come to an end. And I'm all for this. And I'm sure our Tomas and Mark Eversley are as well. You know, before this offseason or this season started, our Tomas and Mark Eversley talked and said nothing but positivity about both these guys, which obviously a GM and our Tomas are going to do. But at the same time, they have to think, you know, for the Chicago Bulls organization and winning basketball. And like I said, it's been 3 straight years. Both these guys have been hurt. At some point, you have to question if they're injury prone, and at some point, the Bulls have to move on. And I truly expect that to be this season before the trade deadline, because there's been a lot of rumors about the Bulls possibly trading Lauri Markkanen. Of course, this injury is going to hurt his value, because I'd say before he got hurt, he's been playing his best basketball for a while. Same with Wendell. The Bulls really miss his defense. You know, Daniel Gafford he's not that good on defense, honestly. You know, Alex Len was dunking all over him. Alex Len had too many easy shots, easy layups, and just too many easy dunks in last night's game. His rotations are just not the best. You know, he's always in foul trouble. I love Daniel Gafford as a backup center, but he's just not a starting center in this league. I mean, he's still young. He has a lot of potential. He could possibly become one, but the Bulls really do miss Wendell Carter Jr., and it's looking like the Bulls miss Wendell more than Lauri. You know, I'm not saying that I would want Carter over Markkanen. I'm not sure who I would want if I had to pick one. As of right now, I'd say maybe Markkanen and put him at the 5, but this is an interesting topic, so definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about that. And I also saw another hot take on Twitter about this, saying, You know, the Bulls obviously miss Wendell Carter's defense and his rebounding, and the Bulls can't replace that. But without Lauri Markkanen, the Bulls offense is still fine. You know, they're still putting up great numbers. They're still in games. And I also talked about this in one of my past videos. Markkanen's offense isn't really his own. You know, he really can't create his own shot. He doesn't really have a post fadeaway. He doesn't really have like a hook shot. He's just really not that good on the offensive end. Like, he's a great shooter. I mean, his shooting percentages should be better. Lonzo Ball's shooting percentages are close to Lauri Markkanen, and I know a lot of Bulls fans and just NBA fans in general call Lonzo a terrible shooter, and they call Lauri Markkanen a three-point specialist, even though his percentages are just barely better. But back to what I was saying, with both these injuries, it's looking like it's a wrap for them as a duo, and I am down for this. The Bulls need a true center. You know, I don't think Wendell is that guy. He definitely can do parts of like being a true center. I've seen a bunch of you guys in the comments saying the Bulls would love to have like Andre Drummond on this roster. You know, I feel like an Andre Drummond and Lauri Markkanen front court would be much better. It just really depends what Arcidiacono wants to do. I could see Markkanen possibly getting traded before the trade deadline, or maybe this offseason, you know, we could re-sign Lauri Markkanen because he is a restricted free agent, maybe do like a sign and trade with him, or possibly trade Wendell Carter Jr. You know, like I said, Arcidiacono talked nothing but positivity and just very good things about these guys this offseason or this past offseason. And he really wanted to come to like an agreement and an extension with Lauri Markkanen, but of course the two sides could not come to an agreement. And as another obvious follow-up, you know, one of the things of like Markkanen and Carter, they haven't really played together either. So it's really hard, especially because Arcidiacono has said this year is a test year for the Bulls to decide who they're going to keep this offseason, bring back, and just build for the future around. And both of them just haven't been there, and they haven't been healthy, of course. They haven't played together, and they really haven't been successful together in the limited minutes they've played together. They have been injured. You know, lack of success also just hasn't been there. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Bulls moved on. I truly expect the Bulls to trade one of these two. I don't see us getting rid of both of them, even though I'm not completely against that if we could get a good center and power forward. I could definitely see the Bulls sticking with one and possibly trading the other. That would be my prediction as of right now. And I also saw that Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter Jr. have only played together in 69 of the 169 possible games, and that's just not going to cut it for a front court, especially, you know, they're both super young. They have a lot of potential, but we just can't keep wasting money and years on these guys after they just continue to get hurt and hurt, because like I said, they haven't played together. They haven't really played together. They really haven't been successful. I also saw Casey Johnson put out this tweet about games played, and I'll throw it up on the screen, but let me just read this real quick. And in Lauri Markkanen's first year in the NBA, he played 68 out of 82 games. I'd say that's okay, but, you know, I wish it was still, 82 out of 82. Year 2, he was 52 out of 82. Year 3, 50 out of 65. And year 4, it's not looking good as well. And same with Wendell Carter Jr. In year 1 for him, he played 44 out of 82. Year 2, 43 out of 65. And year 3, it's also not looking good so far. So this upcoming trade deadline or this offseason coming up, I definitely see the Bulls trading one of these guys. I'm not sure who I would want the Chicago Bulls to keep. Definitely go vote on my community tab and vote on that poll. Also leave any comments or questions below today's video, but if I'm the Bulls, I move on from one of them or possibly both of them. I just don't see both of them coming back for next season. I hope you guys enjoyed today's quick little video talking about this interesting topic. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.